Hello, and welcome to the third episode of the Cataclysm of Hyrule campaign. I am the GM and creator of the campaign, Puck Finn, and welcome. It's good to have you join us today. Before we get started today, as usual, we will go through some beginning announcements, and then we will delve into the campaign. So, first thing I always like to do is mention our Discord server. Our Discord server is a place that we are able to gather when we don't have a broadcast going on, and sometimes when we do have a broadcast going on. It's a great way to keep in touch with us and the viewership. We can really we talk about a number of things, such as ideas for the campaign or things outside the campaign. Really, in short, and it's a community to help the tabletop community flourish as best as we can contribute to it. Within the Discord server, though, we have a number of channels that people can use right off the bat. We have a general communication channel known as the Adventures Lounge. We have loot channels where coins can be obtained and used to purchase in-game rewards. They can be used to, I think there's a slot game in there. You can use to gamble the coins if you want. There is an artwork and meme channel that people post all sorts of interesting things on. And there is a voting channel. So, yeah. Throughout the course of the broadcast, we are going to have our moderator and our friend Lido be posting links that everyone can follow to get better integrated with this community. We have, the two main links are the Discord link and our link tree. So what is contained within our link tree is all of our necessary links. It gives the link to our Discord. It gives the link to our YouTube channel, which these episodes will get posted on. We post them as quick as we possibly can. This week's episode, or last episode, took a little bit longer than expected, but we got it up, and I think a lot was learned in that process. So hopefully we can get it up a little bit quicker. I try to get it up within a week, but the moment that we do get it up, we post the link in the Discord. So if you're part of it, you know exactly when it's uploaded. What else do we have in the lecture? We have, some of you might have noticed that we changed our intro song. So in processing the episode 2, we got a notification that we had used copywritten music. We didn't suffer any type of penalty or anything like that for it, but just a note that we were doing something we shouldn't have been doing. So we changed the intro song. For those who have been watching prior to the campaign or clicking the links on our link tree, you would recognize that song as a Maramba rendition of the song that you heard. That is performed by a YouTube channel called Mortaz, which is also on our link tree, and they do a number of amazing Maramba songs for various games, and I recommend everybody to take a moment and check them out. They are a wonderful channel, and we also appreciate their permission in letting us use their song, so we don't have to worry about being notified that we're violating copyrights. So let's see, we got the link tree, we got the Discord. So for those just tuning in, this is a bi-weekly campaign. And the way that we structure it is every other week we do the actual campaign, which we'll be getting into shortly. And on the alternate weeks, we do a chat session. So the main purpose of the chat session is to create a more direct line to the people interested in this campaign and in the community that we're building. We talk about things that most often have to do with the campaign, what happened, NPCs that were introduced, how things have differed from prior iterations of the campaign to this one, how things kind of tie in. A number of things. Sometimes we create pre-generated characters for people to use. Sometimes we create and sometimes we just talk about whatever. I mean, honestly, the chat sessions that we do are far more informal than these sessions because it lets us directly address things as more quickly than we normally can. Just mainly because of the way that the setup is. I and the players don't typically have like 100% ability to address everything in real time as we're running the campaign. But in the alternate weeks, we are able to do that. So it lets us kind of get to know people a lot better and let people get to know us a lot better. But let's cross our fingers that when I switch this over to introductions, that we don't have any technical difficulties this time. So without further ado, let me introduce the players for tonight. How you doing, Gully? All right, for those who tuned in last week, Gully is one of he's a player who played from a previous iteration of the campaign that Lido had started in, and he is now rejoining the campaign, and we are very happy for that. He has made wonderful waves in the short time that he has been here, and it's always good to have a familiar face back with us. So thank you, Gully, and I'm going to try to get the other. As much as I would love to have us look at two of you, I'm going to pen this one over to Lido. How you doing today, Lido? Anybody who has tuned in since the beginning of the campaign, and even before such, will be very familiar with Lido, as he has ran the prologue in its entirety, has been here for all sessions of this campaign, and ran with the his prior iteration of the campaign all the way up until his character's personal moment of cataclysm. And thank you. So I had you guys muted, so I apologize for that. We very seldomly get through an intro without. We very seldomly get through an intro without some type of technical difficulty, but I think we did pretty good this time. Very nice. We will cross our fingers and see if Deacon will be joining us tonight. But whether he does or whether he doesn't. A point to bring up is the way that this campaign is structured in terms of functionality is that I try to alleviate any sort of obligation for people to be in this incredible attendance. And anyone who's run any type of tabletop knows that one of the biggest hurdles to overcome is organizing, because people just generally have things in life that happen, and at the end of the day, as much as I love doing this, I recognize that it is a game. So the great thing about that is it lets us kind of cut loose and have fun, and maybe not take it so seriously at times. So fingers crossed. Both. D&D or life, both, definitely both. I forget where I heard this, and I'm sure you guys will immediately tell me where it is from, but this saying is, to not take life so seriously because you'll never make it out alive. And I feel like that is true for D&D, and that is true for life. So yes, absolutely both. But
absolutely.
Yes. So what will happen is, let me get this out of here. I was working on. So there we go. So one last announcement before we delve into it and do a quick recap is, not only for the players in front of you, this campaign is not only open to the players that you see in front of you, the campaign is open to literally everybody. Not sure if that came through on the mic. If it does, excuse me. So, as I mentioned, the pre-generated characters, right now this is our active list of pre-generated characters that have been fully fleshed out. I like to use Krieg because he's one of my personal favorites. But so what happens is if somebody wants to come into the campaign, they can choose from a list of these pre-generated characters that they can play for the session. These characters are fully fleshed out, from proficiencies to starting equipment to abilities, to, I even threw some special items in there, and even a bit of a background. So all of the pre-generated characters start off at level 5. And, as I said, they have a background, fully fleshed out. They have a little bit of a backstory, which, some people can enjoy. And on top of that, if you are playing or you just want to make a pre-generated character your personal character, those characters can be purchased for 5,000 coins in our loot chat in our Discord server. One of the many uses for that aspect of our Discord server. So, yeah, we try to make it as easy as possible so that literally people can just come in, sit down, and be ready to jump in. If that's something that you are interested in, or if you know someone who's interested in it, reach out. Reach out to me on Discord, reach out to me any way that we can, because we also have all of our, throughout of our links, we're very reachable. So, yeah. All right. So recap, and then we're delving in for the night. So our heroes are still in Hyrule Castle Town, making the rounds, getting familiar with, refamiliarizing themselves with a number of things. They are spending time seeing how things have changed since their absence. During the prologue, our heroes had the ability to time jump in a sense, and with this ability to time jump, they had the ability to alter the course of what was going to shape up to be the one and only universe of Hyrule, a convergence of multiverses. So right now, going into the third session, there's still a lot that needs to be discovered. And things are slowly kind of creeping out. One of the most notable changes that they came across was a former friendly NPC that was known as Thudbutt, who was kind of like a happy little prankster guy, Kokiri, and he was spotted in the Hyrule Castle Town Inn with a much different persona. He was much more rigid. He was angry because he released that his well-off boss was very angry about his meal not being ready. So this just kind of gave a feeling as to things that had changed from the time that our heroes had disappeared to this point in time when they reconvened in this singular universe. So where we had left off was we were in the office, the more public area of of uh of Hyrule Castle, kind of like in the outer skirts of Hyrule Castle. There's there's offices. There's Ken's Armory, which is presumably on the agenda for today. But right now, our heroes are, where we ended out was that Leo had casted a spell on oh geez, Bradford. Yes, thank you. In order to persuade him to do something which we are unaware of, including myself. So where we'll pick up is that Leto and Gully are in that office, and Leto has cast the spell, and we are... Well, I guess, Leto, take it from here.
Hey, I look real quick over at Dekun and go, Dekun, go outside and watch the door. See how easily I got Dekun out of the scene?
So Deacon goes and guards the door.
Yes. All right, Bradford. I call it Brad.
If it suits you.
Okay, you're gonna be Brad from now on. If you haven't met Bradford, Bradford's kind of like the up and up guy you go to for like land and everything else. We just bought stuff from him and whatnot like that. But Brad, listen to me. Eye to eye, eye to eye. Pay attention, okay? I need you to do a couple of things for me. Are you listening?
Intently.
Number one, tell me who the bank is.
The bank is not who, the bank is what.
Okay? What are they?
They are the bank.
Can you elaborate a little bit more?
Yes, the bank is an organization which, although shrouded in deep mystery, often functions as a lending service for both personal and private endeavors.
Okay. Are either me or Dekun's shop attached to the bank in any way?
No, that was, I believe it was paid outright, correct?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. How can we get in touch with the bank?
And he kind of glances back over to the form that initially he presented to you, the loan application. He says, well,
without
it's
doing something like that?
well. Typically, it's not. The bank is not one to be found. The bank is one to find you.
Okay. Then I would like them
Don't
to
you usually
come in.
go to the bank when you need to make loans and get money and deposit money? Why would the bank come find you? That's weird.
Well, you see, the bank is not a bank in a traditional sense. It's more of a bank on a play on words, if you will. You see that the bank does not have a physical place because, um, well, in many areas of society, that they are not viewed upon as the nicest people. So they operate more in you know shadows than anything else. They operate through a system of couriers and a system of employees, and it's kind of it's structured in a way so that everybody is compartmentalized. That's not to say that everyone has a bad experience with the bank. I, for one, although I do not, although I'm not directly under the employ of the bank, I receive, a small kickback, if you will, if I am able to um, recruit loans.
Well, okay. There was one thing you just said that there's this kind of sticking out in my head. You said they operate in the shadows, so they're shady. I mean, that doesn't seem like a business that's on the up and up.
Oh, definitely not. Definitely not.
No, definitely not. What?
No, powerful, but it's been my personal experience in my years of working and filing and dealing with paperwork that those people that often have the most power are often the least pleasant to deal with.
Okay, Brad. Next thing that I need from you, I need you to gather a piece of parchment and write down everybody that you've gotten a loan for that's attached to the bank.
Going how far back?
Uh, how far back does it go?
Far.
Okay. Um, let's say for the last 5 years to start with.
Okay. That should not be all that difficult. I will. Well, how quickly would you like this?
Within like the next day or two.
Okay, I will. I will do my best to create as comprehensive of a list as I can. And
Also, make sure you don't tell anybody you're making this list. Keep it out of sight if anybody asks. And if any person from the bank comes to you and be like, "Hey, what's going on?" You're just gonna tell them, "I don't know what you're talking about."
and he kind of starts to ponder for a minute. He starts to slow down, and he says, "Well, I understand, but is there perhaps a way that you could sweeten this deal?"
Yes. See Gully here? He will protect you. Gully, do the flex thing.
Mm. Well, I as imposing of a figure as that is, and as wonderful as protection is in my line of work, I sorry, uh, I would hope that this line of protection is not a conflicting line of protection. It
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 shouldn't be,
it might
because
put me in a
nobody will know it came from you.
well. All I ask is that you make the effort to do so because if I were to find myself in a precarious situation, um, I do not feel that I would come out the other end all that well.
You kind of look kind of small, but here's the thing: we're super powerful. We got your back.
Okay, very well. I will in 24 hours time I will have a list ready for you.
Okay. Ellie, you need anything?
More money. I'm broke now.
He starts to
We'll
reach
work on that.
he starts to reach for the loan paperwork again.
Just kidding. I just don't have any more money on me.
My apologies. I misunderstood.
Okay. Next, Brad. Who's in charge of the uppity up area down south of here?
Um, in charge is a funny word. Um, it is more of a political climate, if I were to put a label on it. Whereas when the southern area was built and the wealthy folk moved in, they were very quick to establish a political foothold. Generally speaking, they don't involve themselves too much in the day to day political happenings, but more so just to solidify their position and to um, make sure that they are not bothered. So you can say things such as, um, that they have the guards in their pockets, things of that nature. But generally speaking, aside from the occasional just out and out rudeness, they don't really, to my knowledge, tend to ruffle that many feathers.
Okay. Who do we get, like, written permission or ability to go in and out without being questioned?
Oh, that would have to be by invite only. You would have to know somebody in there, and they would have to expressly invite you.
Do you live in there?
Oh no, no.
You know
Do you
anybody
know
that lives in
someone
there?
that you could introduce us to?
Yeah.
I mean, if I were out and about and I were to run into somebody, but I do have a bit of a daunting task ahead of me over the next 24 hours, and um, I will not have a lot of recreational time for myself.
I understand. Well, let's just say if you do run into them, you can let them know that you will have a special table reserved in the future up and coming wine bar that we're creating.
A
And I
wine
can
bar.
get him.
I have not seen paperwork for a wine bar.
Yes, that's from us.
But what paperwork?
Oh, that's right. What paperwork?
Would you like paperwork?
No.
I mean,
No, not yet.
not just to clarify, not a loan. I mean, if you need a loan, that's a whole different thing. But if
No,
you
no.
permit
No, no
paperwork,
loans.
okay,
Yes, we will need it in the future.
okay. Well, if there comes a time that this theoretical wine bar needs to have progress made on it, I would be happy to assist you in providing the permit paperwork.
Okay. Is that a wink, wink, nudge, nudge paperwork, or is that
No,
just like paperwork?
it's paperwork. It's what I do.
Okay. I understand, but we've had talks like this before, and you've been like, "Well, if you could, do this, then I can make the paperwork do this." And I'm like,
Well, I can expedite paperwork, but simply fabricating it is a whole different task.
"Okay." So, last couple of things that you need to know. Um, I also would like you to give me any information on the royal treasury that was coming along. When you have a chance, put
Okay,
that in all their other paperwork.
not a problem. I believe we've spoken recently about this, so the paperwork
Yes.
it is quite fresh in my mind. Um, well, I apologize if I interrupt, but while it's in the forefront of my mind, I recall, that there was paperwork permitted for the Royal Treasury. I'm thinking the paperwork came through, give or take 5 years ago. Um, it was paperwork submitted by a gentleman,
Reginald.
Reginald. Yes, I was way off. Reginald, and honestly, nothing really came of it. The building was set aside, and we had tried to reach out a number of times um, to try to locate him. We even put through a quest in the Adventures Guild, and everything yielded nothing. He never showed up, so eventually the paperwork expired, and nothing happened with it since.
Okay, good to know. So last things. First and foremost, whenever you're done with all the paperwork and everything, I want you to forget we ever talked about this.
Okay.
Also, I want you to not remember, but remember when we come and we have to do paperwork again, it's going to be discounted.
Okay.
Okay, so we'll be seeing you. Unless Gully, you have anything else?
No. I don't have any other business for this gentleman at the moment.
Brad, come by anytime to Cito's. We'll make up some potions for you so that way. Oh, not potions, I'm sorry. We'll make up some tea for you. Help you out. Good stuff. Otherwise, we'll be seeing you.
Sounds like a plan. Tomorrow.
Sure.
Yes.
Okay. Bye, Brad.
Bye, guys. All right. So you vacate the office. Did you still want to stop at Ken's?
Yes, I need to make a quick stop.
Okay. So you go into Ken's into Ken's armory, um, and he's there. You can just see him kind of like pounding out a piece of steel as you're walking in, working a forge.
Hi,
Uh,
Ken.
hey, Lido.
How's it going?
Good. But
Look, Dekun arrived. Here he
Oh,
is.
hi.
Hey, go back to the door.
That was good job guarding the door that I asked you to do like a couple of minutes ago. And you
Thank
did a
you.
fantastic job and snuck in here. Nobody saw you. It's amazing.
Thank you. Me appreciate it. You can see a little snot bubble that comes from like he was like a little bit asleep.
Best guard ever.
Yep.
Absolutely. Thank you.
So we just finished up, in the other room because I'm pretty sure you heard about all the paperwork and everything else. And Brad's cool with us. You can call him Brad now instead of Bradford. We're allowed. And
Cool.
now we're here to see Ken because I have something I need to do, and I don't know if you have something to do, and maybe Gully has something to do. Something's gonna happen. We're gonna do something here and then do something else.
Okay.
Okay. So go ahead
Um.
if you need to do something because I have a special project for Ken.
Ooh. Okay. So we're in Ken's room right now.
yes.
Yes.
Okay. Um. Okay. So I say hi Ken. So me kind of sorry about this, but me maybe did something without your permission. And you see like kind of like the anime sweat drop. Um,
Well,
so
I'm sure it can't be too bad. Lay it on me, boy.
um, so you know your son Well, about the name thing, um, I kind of like me kind of and then he like rubs the back of his head and blurts out, "Picked a different one for him."
Because the original one sucked.
He goes, well, I understand that he wasn't too happy with it, but I, you know, simply could not change it.
Me paid for the official paperwork to get it changed. So he doesn't have to be that anymore if you don't want him to be. Um,
Well, what shall I call him then?
Gabriel, if that's okay with you. Sorry. Deacon looks like really nervous.
Has this news been broken to him?
Yes. He said he was very happy about it. Broke down crying and everything, but in a good way. Not like in a bad way.
Well, then I will accept him too. If he is happy, and I am happy, and he is now Gabriel.
Thank you. Me appreciate your magnanimity.
And I appreciate you looking out for my family and myself throughout these years.
It least me could do. You've done lots for me too, Ken, and me just want to show how much we appreciate it. And especially, I point at Gully's very fancy ornamental armor. I say, me wanted repay him for that as well. Your son is doing very good job in all kinds of ways, and deserves to be very much rewarded, in my opinion.
He is undoubtedly a good boy, and I feel blessed for that.
Yeah.
He's honest. He's hardworking, and I could not imagine anything more to ask of that.
Done great job as parents. But yeah, that just something me wanted to run by you. Thank you. But yeah, I believe friend Lito also had something he wanted to ask you.
Yes, of course, friend Lito. What can I do for you?
Ken, do you have like a back room? I just need to talk about something in secret.
Um, yeah. It's not the. I got a back storeroom. Just come this way. Just mind yourself. There's lots of sharp things back there.
Okay, I'll be right back, guys. Talk amongst
Okay.
yourselves.
All right. So he escorts you to the back room. It is a dim, not well lit room at all. You can just see kind of the light that comes in from the other room. You can see like all these like swords, and I think there's a couple of lances. Um, Things just kind of like glinting off of the light, and you realize that he was not exaggerating. One false move in this area could not be disastrous, but definitely painful.
Okay, first of all, here's a berry. Eat that. I have plenty more to go. It'll fill you up for the day, make you feel real good.
He pops it.
Second, special request.
Mhm.
I want you to try and make for Dean Coon without telling him. It's a secret, okay?
Mhm.
I want you to make like what like slingshots.
Yeah.
I want you to like mount it for his like arm, and I want it to be able to like load with like a shuriken in there or multiple shurikens, so that way he can use it and just like pew 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 pew. Because unfortunately, we're not strong, and I think that would be probably something else, and it would be kind of cool.
He kind of looks at you in this puzzle. He goes, "You're not strong.
No.
So if you guys are not strong,
Yep.
I worry for the future of the kingdom."
No, like strength wise, we're like powerful, but Gully's strong. Me and In Deacon, we got like flabby arms.
Oh, okay. I understand. Um, because I can give it a shot, but understand that that our friend Deacon is not the biggest person. If if you would like it arm mounted, I can probably fashion something. Um, but if you wanted it back mounted,
Ooh,
that could be
that'd be
uh,
kind of cool.
yeah,
Okay, I trust that you could come up with something.
back mounted it is.
Yes.
Okay.
Now, I have a second request.
hmm
This one involves Gully.
hmm
That armor is really loud. Is there any way to make it like quieter?
I mean, if you wouldn't mind leaving it, if I'm not sure what your plans are in the near
What
future.
if, what if instead I commission you to make another suit of armor that's quieter and specifically has engraved on the inside of like the chest plate where the heart is, put Beatrice.
And he goes, well, I like where you're going with this, but also, honestly, I must say that if I recognize the armor that your friend is wearing,
Mhm.
and that was armor that my son put a lot of time and effort into, and
That's
I,
why I'm saying if you could make something to like put inside of it to like cushion the sound, that would be cool. But if you have to make something new, you can, but I'd like you to ask your son specifically. So that way you could, be like, hey, Gabriel, this is cool. And I have a request from a high paying customer because they saw your work. And that would give him, like a boost in like everything.
but see, my concern is that he would my son is delicate constitution. He might be upset um, because,
That,
as I said, that suit of armor is very near and dear to him, and he
no, no,
would
no,
not part with it so easily.
no, no, no. It's a high paying person, respectable, whatnot like that, saw the armor and wanted him specifically to know who it was, came to you and went, I want a cool suit of armor that's amazing like that one, but quiet inside.
Again, you are treading on sensitive waters. Um,
I know I don't
however,
have kids. I'm sorry.
it's okay. However, if I could have access to this suit of armor, say for um, that's a big suit of armor. 3 days, I could go over it with a fine tooth comb and add a fair amount of padding into the joints that might diminish the clanking of the armor, as you say.
Let me get back to you on that. And the last request, this one's kind of important, and I think it would be cool. Key span. Okay?
It just falls dead silent.
I think he should have a cool symbol that he wears.
Well,
So I was hoping you could like make something like to put like on a chain or something to be like, excuse man, and it could be like, yeah, fear my chest thing.
do you
I believe in him.
you really want to open this box of worms?
Should I not?
Well, I've spent as long as I can remember trying to reel him back into the realm of sanity and to try to get him to give up on this. I don't know if you've picked up on him, but he fancies himself to be some sort of superhero, and I'm just worried that he's going to get himself hurt. So I try not to encourage his delusions.
Okay.
I mean, if
Well,
if you, I'll tell you what. I'll tell you if
okay.
uh, if he can prove himself to be the adventurer that it sounds like you believe him to be, I will support it.
And just checking. Um, Caseman would be like, if you had to rate him on a like scale of 1 to 20, what like number would he be?
In terms of capability or in terms of liability?
Capability.
If a 20 is off the chart and a 10 is middle of the road, I'd put him at like a 4, from my opinion.
Okay, what if it's like an 11 like me? What would you consider him then?
If you were an 11,
Yes.
I would consider him a 3.
That's doable.
And granted, he is he knows how to take a hit. He's fallen off of more roofs than I can tell. Um, so but to consider somebody an adventurer and to encourage them down that path, you need to do more than be able to take a hit by falling off a roof.
Gotcha. He's got to kill something.
Well, he has to. I would imagine the criteria somewhere lies in um, being a contributing member to a group and being able to hold one's own weight, and yes, when the moment calls for it, um, be able to do what adventurers do when met with bad guys.
Ah, I get it. So what you're saying is he needs a group of people to go adventure with.
Hmm. A group of people that I trust to be um, to properly assess his capabilities.
I get it. I get it. So you and your son want to be adventurers too.
No,
Oh,
no, I had my I had my experiences back in the day, and
uh,
I am fully happy working my forge.
okay. So I have to hire people that will hang out with him. Got it. Okay. Nice talking with you. I gotta go out there so that way they don't get suspicious.
Of course, of course. Just give me a quick acrobatics check.
Okay.
First roll of the night.
That's 21.
Okay, you're able to navigate out of the room with
Woo!
absolutely no problem. All right, so you enter back into the main room of the armory, where
Ooh, that was so exciting. I got to see so many shiny things. I totally didn't talk about anything about you guys or anything.
now hold on. While this conversation was going on, is anything going on with Deacon and or Gully? I would say this conversation took approximately 5 to 10 minutes.
Gully is
Um,
still like admiring himself in the mirrors, kind of spit shining the armor in spots, making sure he's just looking pristine, doing his flexing. smiling at himself because you can't see his face.
Nice. You really
He's
do look. Oh, sorry.
bending over, seeing if his butt looks big or not. But yeah, checking out his armor. How good he looks now. He's got a nice armor, nice strapping shield. He's enjoying this moment of life where he hasn't been depressed. He's actually experiencing things in a different way at this moment.
Very nice, very nice. And what about Deacon?
I'm cheering him on. I'm like making little like sparkles appear like around like the smile to like accentuate it, like right over the mouthpiece and stuff. Like just like making the armor like particularly glisten around the gold parts. And just laying in the occasional compliment. It's like, you really do look fabulous, Mr. Gully. We're really glad that we found something to really accentuate everything that you can be. Think this is going to
This,
look even better when your flaming sword comes out and it gets to sparkle and shine all the time.
I know. You're awesome. Thank you very much for this. I could never imagine this. This is just phenomenal. Thank you again.
Friend of Leto is friend of mine. Very glad that I was just able to help you already,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, you ever need anything from me? I'm here.
Thanks, man. Appreciate it. Very sure that me will be relying on you lots in the future. You look like very strong, and that's something we really needed. Me kind of have tiny little weak arms to go with me
Yeah,
tiny
yeah,
little
yeah,
size.
yeah. I work out multiple times a day.
Nice. Me tried to do that, but it got tiring, and then me just found right on Chimkin, and ever since then, me put on a few pounds.
You gotta push through the pain, push through getting tired. That's how you build up that stamina, that strength.
That makes sense. That makes sense. I just gotta practice, I guess. Never really
Yeah, yeah.
felt.
Just keep working at it.
That's true. Maybe me try walking more often or something. That might be for the best.
Yeah.
Hmm. Thanks, Mr. Gully. We appreciate it.
And
Me follow you
hey,
around lots.
you're quite welcome.
Mhm.
All right, so Leto comes out to this site of what basically sounds like it equates to like a dressing montage in a movie.
Nice.
where Gully is getting himself all like you know um his suit of armor is getting pristinely dolled up, and you see Deacon just like wafting prestidigitation and shimmering his armor and all this. And you walk into this. That's what you see as you return to the room. Ooh, I like those
Hey, Lito.
emojis.
Hi, Lito.
What are you doing, guy?
Me see your mouth moving, but can't hear your voice.
Leto is speechless.
I'm speechless on seeing everything. So, Dakun, would you mind standing like right up against the wall? Not that Ken's gonna measure you or anything.
Oh, okay. Um, I go, I walk up to the wall and I gently press my snout against it.
And Ken comes out, and he on the way out of the room he grabs like a walking stick, just like a low, but it might be a walking stick, it might be a quarterstaff, just kind of like your run of the mill wooden stick, and he makes like he's using it as kind of like a walking aid, not looking like he's injured or anything, but just trying to be as casual as possible. And he kind of like walks up behind Deacon and very casually places the staff kind of behind Deacon, and he's like, "So, um, what are your upcoming plans once you're finished here?" And and as you start to begin, um, every Leto and Gully see that he kind of like takes out um, from behind his back. He takes out this very small dagger as he continues to make conversation with Deacon. And are either of you alarmed by this?
Well, I know what's happening, so
Yeah. What's your thoughts as you see this, Gully?
Gully, he kind of takes a slightly defensive stance, not overbearing like he's about to strike him, but he kind of gets in a ready position just in case, because he's not sure why he just pulled out that knife.
Okay, so it's like you're readying an action.
Yeah.
So Deacon's facing the wall, right?
Yep, snap to the wall.
So I immediately turn to Gully, 2 thumbs up.
Deacon may or may not be a little bit sleepy, so he's just laying his head against the wall. It also keeps him level so that he is perfectly head straight.
So very quickly, as Ken takes the knife and just kind of hold on, like slashes it a notch into the wooden staff as he's listening for well, he's just simply trying to distract Deacon with this conversation, but he's still intently listening. As he asks, what? So what are you guys up to? What's your next step?
Well, we have a couple of days to wait for the paperwork that. Never mind. Something not that important. And I wink at Gully.
He raises a good point there. Probably not a conversation for here, but yeah, I do want to know what. I'll wait till we leave here because I do have questions.
I would say maybe I don't know, we might spend 3 more days in Castle Town before we go anywhere. Which will totally be safe, and Gully, you probably don't need that armor. You could probably leave it here, get it shined up for 3 days.
Just got this armor. It's awesome. Why would I want to leave here? I want to parade this around town.
Yeah, but then people will be like, "Hey, he's got armor. We should fight him." And I'll be like, "No, don't fight him." And then you'll be like, "I'll kill you." And then we'll be like, "Oh no, now we have to leave Castletown." Where instead, you could leave it here. Ken will shine it up for you, and then people will be like, "Oh, it's so magnificent. We can't fight him. It is so awe-inspiring."
I mean, I was thinking more I'm walking around town and people see this nice shiny armor, like, ooh, where did he get that? I want some armor like that. Where can I go buy some? But you think people want to fight me?
Yes.
Not gonna lie, me can see that being excellent advertising. Sorry, Leto.
So we're gonna have a contested roll here. Gully insight and Leto persuasion.
Yeah, my best thing.
Oh yeah, this is gonna be so great. Yeah.
Ooh. All right, Gully, you definitely know something is up. Leto is acting out of character. It's not that normal for him to want you to take off your armor. In fact, you've pretty much been wearing your armor almost the entire time you have known him. So this does kind of the suggestion comes out of left field. How hard do you want to press Leto?
You're being a little weird right now, Leto.
Well, you're being a little loud.
What do you mean? This is my normal talking voice.
No, do me a favor, Gully. Can you walk from one end of the shop to the other?
Sure.
and say, "Hi, Lito, how are you?"
Hi, Lito. How are you?
What? I can't hear you over the loudness.
Hi, Lito. How are you?
No, can't hear you. Your armor is really loud.
Well, that's normal for good armor like this.
I can't hear you. What are you saying?
Hold on, let me come back over there.
You're coming where?
I'm coming back over to you.
I'll just wait here.
Okay, and I make my way back over to him.
Okay.
What do you mean? I was yelling at the top of my lungs. You couldn't hear me?
No, I just heard clink, 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 clink.
Well, I mean, that's kind of how, heavy armor is. I mean, this is some good, solid, heavy armor. It makes a lot of noise.
But what if it gets buffed and it gets better? Wink, wink.
It's going to make more noise
No,
and scare
it'll
people away?
less noise. Wink, wink.
Hmm.
And yes,
Make
he's actually
less
saying wink, wink.
Oh, okay, fine. Okay. Well, can I wear the old armor until this one is looked at then?
Do you still have it?
Do you still have it? You haven't scrapped it yet, have you? Or do I still have it?
To my knowledge, you never got rid of it.
Okay.
Still have it.
Well, yeah. All right, fine. I'll put this old armor back on, but man, this sucks. How long am I going to be without that armor?
Just get 3 days.
3 days?
3 days.
That's such a long time.
What if I told you in the life of a fish it's not?
But I'm not a fish, and I really like this armor.
Well, and then I start walking to the door.
and and Ken kind of like raises his hand in that, and now you're starting to realize that it might be genetic. He raises his hand and goes, actually, I think I think 3 days is long for a fish because I don't think they live very long.
I turn around. Excuse me. I've been alive for much longer than that, and there are fish that I grew up with on the beach, and they live for like 5 or 6 days.
Yeah, so 3
Maybe
days is a
longer.
long time. It's more than half their life.
Well, yes. The difference is, I ate those fish, and I turned around and keep walking.
Okay, so you vacate
Man,
the
I didn't
armor.
know Lito was so hardcore. Gully begrudgingly starts taking off the armor, and he's like doing the kid slow roll, slow poking it, just really exaggerating the slowness of taking this armor off because he's simply disgusted that he just got it and he's got to give it back.
I feel that.
But he eventually takes it off, and then he takes the surround time to put on his old armor again, and then he says, Deku, I need to get out of here. I just this is just too depressing. I need air.
Gotcha.
Let's go.
I'm good. Let's head back out. Bye, Ken.
Bye. See you in 3 days.
See you then. And I saunter out with Gully. Yeah. I guess we do we make our way outside of the castle, or do we have more business in here?
I think we're done.
Okay.
Yeah, I believe you have visited every place that you can go without delving deeper into the castle and, catching the guards' attention.
Breaking the law. Okay,
So, Deku, Leto, tell me, what have you guys been doing? I mean, I know, when I was last with you, Leto, we were attempting to, deliver the messages for the Queen, and a lot has changed, since then. What are you guys doing now? I mean, do you have any plans? I know we're,
Yes.
trying to start some businesses and things like that, but anything else you guys have going on?
Yes.
um, well, so essentially, a lot of what we're doing involves some time that's passed since then. As things have kind of wrapped up for us with certain complicated things that have happened. So we've been kind of busy for quite a long time, and we're still kind of seeing how everything's
Wait.
unfolding. Huh?
Hey, Deku, think about it. We've been gone for 5 years. Does that mean we're 5 years older than we were?
No, because
No.
you haven't aged.
I know, but
Oh, okay.
I'm like,
We're 5 years younger. That means we live 5 years longer than everybody else.
okay, I'll work with that.
Mhm. Um, but yeah, so essentially, a lot of what we've been up to is like we mostly cleared out the Dongo's cavern. We
Hmm.
tried to grow some crops for the Faka encampment.
Created a
Uh,
god.
yeah, for the
You did
Gorons.
what? You can't just gloss over that like that. Say it again.
Oh, just spooky god, keep the ego away.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
And
Okay.
let's see. And we yeah, one of the things we yeah, sorry. Still sleepy from earlier. Um, we changed
Let me
things in
wipe that little
Kakarot.
snot bubble off your nose there.
Thank you. We appreciate it.
Yeah. Come here real quick. We need to huddle.
Okay.
And I pull out my Rova's head. I'm like, yeah, she's not around anymore. And then I put it back into the bag.
What? Um.
Also
What?
cavern.
I will
Okay.
say though
Keep going.
the moment that you pull out Byrova's head, it's there for long enough that you can get a solid visual on it, but after just a few quick moments, it like deteriorates into dust.
Oh, crud.
Hmm.
Hmm.
That was interesting. Was that supposed to happen?
No.
No. Crud.
Oh.
Actually, I think
Why would you still have that?
I need to make a roll now. Hold on. Let me, I mean, continue on, but I need to figure out what the roll is I need to make.
Well,
I believe it's a 1d4.
she was bad, and we kind of got rid of her. And I thought putting her in the bag of holding would make it so that way she wouldn't come back, maybe?
Hmm. Okay. So you weren't just keeping her as a trophy, but you were
No.
keeping her head safe just in case to prevent her from coming back. I got you. Okay.
Yes. Well, there's more pieces
Okay.
of her inside the bag, but that was the head.
Hmm. So you gonna pull the rest of her out, or you gonna leave it in there?
I think I'll leave it in because, a floating head might not be that difficult to kill again.
Okay. All right.
So,
Uh,
I do
Kyber
have
helpful. Sentry.
something else that I need to go to Cedos for. We can talk on the way.
Yeah, because you guys still have much to catch me up on. So you've done all these things. So what are you doing next?
Well, there's the bank,
Yeah.
and then there's also some really gross arms that I have that I'm gonna see if Isaac can look at and see what he can figure out. So that way,
Mm-hmm.
that might be the next step.
Arms?
Or we might go visit somebody.
Arms?
Yeah. Yeah. Remember I took the arms off of let me see exact. I will look in the bag and be like, I have the arms. Yes, whose arms are they? That's right. They're the corrupted Gerudo's arms that I took.
Okay.
Because they were using magic and they were corrupt, so I was like, maybe if we
Oh
study them.
yeah, I remember that now. Okay, sorry.
And I thought,
Hmm.
Isaac, Royal Alchemist, this would be the perfect thing for him to be like, how can I possibly unmake the badness of them? So that way maybe we can then kind of be like, hey, if you're not so bad, you could fix your arms and then you could be good.
Hmm. Hmm.
Or have some kind of like counter attack type thing to be like, if they use powers that come from their arms, we can be like, no, we have a scroll that says no. Something like that.
Oh, so he's still alive, just armless.
No, no, they're dead.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Well, yeah. So then, why do you still want the alchemist to research these arms if he's dead?
Because they're
He can't be good
corrupted.
now.
No, no, they're corrupted, and logically they should have some like maybe magical residue or something that might be helpful.
Hmm.
This was from the fight where you saw the Golden Yiga.
Yes.
Okay, I wanted to make sure it wasn't a prologue item.
No, no, it's in the prologue. It
Okay.
happened like a day, 2 days ago, something like that.
Okay.
So corrupted arms potentially get some corrupted magic from it to. That sounds interesting. Okay.
So that would be a step. We also have runes that can open up a dungeon. Uh, we could go visit the Gorons. We could
Um.
go visit the Rito,
You.
Zora.
Um. If you don't hugely want to visit the Zora next, I kind of should visit the Gorons next.
Okay,
Is that
because you
okay
want to
with you?
see someone important.
Yeah, something like that.
I understand.
Thanks.
And I'll look at Gully. That's his friend. His friend is there.
Hmm.
I'm
Is
not
this
being quiet as I think I am.
Deku nods slowly. We was
uh,
friends once. After time skip, probably not friends anymore.
once friends, always friends. Friends for life.
Yeah, look at me and
Yeah.
Gully.
If you have a friend you want to go and see, by all means, let's go see this friend. After 3 days.
Well, in
Um,
theory, we could go see him today and come back tomorrow.
With this
um,
crappy armor? Ugh.
Wait, are you planning on fighting something in the Goron's village?
Hey, you never know what you'll encounter between here and there.
um,
True.
as much as me wouldn't mind a quick teleport, but to be honest, I think we should give that its own time. Um, no, I think we have a couple things we could still explore in Hyrule Castle Town.
Oh, like what, Deku?
Well, me kind of curious about richer area of town and how that kind of relates to current state of Hyrule Castle Town. It area that me never seen before and that make me curious. Kind of wonder if there not certain things there that might be worth investigating. I don't know. Not sure how to put it, but if nothing else, a little bit of sightseeing might be worth it. Plus, me kind of curious, right? Like, who lives in Tony's house now? You know what I mean?
True.
It might give us some insight on, you know, the. He says it just like that because he's like trying
Hey,
not
who's
to say.
Tony?
Uh,
Um, so he was like a criminal guy, mobster type, I guess. But then he wasn't.
Hmm.
Then he was. But now he's gone. Now he's
Is he?
Tony lives on in our hearts. And it's high cholesterol.
Well, yeah, I mean, yeah, we can definitely, check out some other areas in town. Anything to kill 3 days here. I'm all for it.
Yeah, or, huh. So, did you
And I want
guys
more
ever...
soup. It was pretty good.
Oh, that was good too. So were you guys here, after Zelda unsealed the temples or anything?
Nope. Wait,
Okay.
no, we never got that far.
Oh, okay. Um, so when I did get here... Oh, do you not want me to... Oh, okay. So I'll explain. When we did get here with me group of friends, I point at the now rich part of town, and I say that the slums were... Do you remember Kakariko when it was like completely covered with redeads? Yeah,
No,
that was... What?
Oh, yes, you
I
do.
don't.
That was when you first came to Kakariko Village.
I know.
Oh, okay.
Dekun, like, Dekun.exe has stopped working for a second.
Yes, I remember them.
Okay. So that happened to the slums too. It was like all
Oh,
filled with redeads and stuff, and everybody was like locked down and stuff. And me not really understand why that didn't happen.
because we're amazing.
Possible, but also, I don't know. Very, very sketchy. You know what I mean? Apparently there was like Yiga attack from graveyard that was like actually, decoy, like, kind of decoy to the Redead invasion, and the fact that that didn't happen at all in this time, and I just kind of want to know if there's any reason that didn't happen that we can observe from exploring the area.
Oh, wait. Hey, Zop.
Oh
It
yeah.
just pops out, unfurls. Hello.
Holy, I am not used to that yet.
So, was there ever a time where the Redeads and the Yeager were in Kakariko Village?
No.
Okay. Well, that spoils that idea. I thought maybe it happened and we just didn't know because 5 years and everything. Um.
Hmm.
Hey, Zop,
Okay.
that person, Fat Tony, they're talking about, are they still around?
Fat Tony is still currently incarcerated from the offense which he incurred about 5 years ago. He was found guilty
Is he
and
still fat?
sentenced. Not many people have seen Tony since that, but however, I do not believe that the meal plan that inmates are given would sustain a quote-unquote fat lifestyle.
Okay.
So,
No, I don't want to
Um.
ask that. Never mind.
So I guess that kind of answers question about redeads then. I have no idea what did happen, but I guess we know what not happened. So, um,
Well, if you want to give a history check, I'll give it a shot.
Oh, okay. I mean, I know, like, I guess
Mhm.
Deacon has probably already reached the conclusion that this probably has something to do with the ring, but I will give a history check just to see if that is confirmed.
Okay.
that's a natural 20, sure.
In short, yes, it has very much to do with the ring. The ring had, and I'm not necessarily intentionally using the past tense, but I'm using the past tense in terms of referring to the way it happened. The ring had very intense corrupting properties, and between the the social situation that the slums were in, as well as the further corruption of Tony, plus the ring, uh, basically resulted uh, in a situation that allowed the Yiga to invade the town.
Huh.
In the current situation, in this current line of history, however, with the incorporation of the more financially well-off aspect of town, there's less financial strain being put on the area. There's a much larger presence of guards, and because of that, there really isn't much of an ability to, or the castle town has much stronger defenses.
Since it's a natural 20, can I gain the implication of whether the ring created the readouts or the Yiga created the readouts?
I don't know if that would fall under history.
Gotcha. I guess that's more of an Arcana thing.
Yeah, that would definitely be more of an Arcana. If you want to go for it, absolutely.
Okay. Yeah, I will definitely do that.
Okay.
Okay. It's a flat roll for this one, so 16.
Okay, so given your experiences of redeads and the fact that you were unaware of the ring being present in the historical attack on Kakariko Village, it is safe to assume that the existence of the redeads is not directly dependent upon the cursed ring.
Gotcha. Okay, so we can. All right, so not necessarily correlated with the, not necessarily causated by the ring, correlated with the Yiga, but not necessarily causated by the Yiga, right? Is that about what I draw from that?
That is fair, yes.
Okay, cool. Hmm.
Flop.
Yep.
So, in your memory, do you remember any kind of weird occurrences that involved rings in the last 5 years?
Well, although my knowledge is limited to that of historical texts, I can say that judging from what is in my memory banks and in the collective text, that there have been no notable attacks in which a ring specifically has been specifically noted.
Okay.
There have been isolated attacks over the years, but nothing of dire circumstance, and nothing of a ring has been reported.
Gotcha. Okay. So, soup?
No thanks.
Oop, yes.
Okay. Go to soup.
Okay. Sorry, I just have to write something for chat.
Yeah.
You're good.
Oh, that Jack and Trades helps.
Yes.
Okay, so Zuck folds himself back up and enters back into the wherever he's being held, and you start to make your way to the soup shack. All right, and so we're kind of like leaning into later in the day at this point.
While we're walking,
Mhm.
I would like to keep an eye out to see if anybody is like following, looking suspicious at us, type thing, like hiding almost like in a shadow type thing, just watching us.
Okay, give me a perception check.
Okay. Of course. That's a natural one.
So in your ventures, I can very safely say the answer to that question is no.
Okay.
Yeah. So you continue on, and yeah, you make your way into the soup shack. And
Sorry. From just a note. Since we're at a castle town, I would like Chimkin to be following me instead of like keeping watch over.
Gotcha. Okay. So
I will have her for the near future, unless said otherwise. If that's okay.
okay, yeah.
Just to make sure.
So just like whenever you go, like she follows you around, but whenever you go into a building, she positions outside.
Correct.
Okay. So
Thanks. Sorry.
you got it. All right. So you walk into the soup shack, and it smells great. Great. And I'm just trying to figure out. I'm trying to remember the guy's name. I am doing horrible with names tonight. And it's not even on here.
I would like to chime in with something.
Yes.
If you guys maybe have like a side goal, maybe, since we kind of ruled out my theory about something to do with the upper class part of town. Maybe
Harry.
wait, what?
Barry. That's okay. There it is. There's Barry.
Barry. Are you guys as tapped out as Ruby's as me is from all the contracts and stuff?
I've got some. Not many,
Okay.
but I've got some.
Gotcha. Well, I was gonna say we could try and do something for fun and profit in the meantime.
Yeah, I still have a little bit on me.
Okay, that works. So,
Here's the thing.
Mhm.
We've been gone for 5 years, right?
Mhm.
People have been buying stuff from our shops, right?
Hmm.
So where's that money?
I guess that's a good question. I feel like for me personally, a lot of the money that me got from Ken was tied up in the armor, but I could probably ask him for something. If
But
if we
hopefully that
really
shady bank doesn't have it. Ooh, that wouldn't be good.
True.
I messaged. Nah, never mind. I'm not gonna do that.
But
So,
yeah, you guys should probably find out about your finances. Yeah, what is the state of your finances?
it's a very good question. After soup.
After soup.
Yes.
Sorry.
After soup,
I mean, I
yes.
mean to be distracting.
So, Barry,
Priorities.
3 soups, please.
3 soups coming
Actually,
up.
make it 4 soups.
4.
One specifically that does not have cuckoo in it, because we're feeding Chimkin too.
Thank you. She will be very happy about that.
Wonderful. 4 soups coming up. Not a problem. And he starts pouring them out, as he serves them up. He goes, that'll come to 20 rupees for my good friends.
I gotcha.
Wonderful. And after he passes them out to the 3 of you, he goes outside and plops one down in front of Chimkin. And so as you sit there and you begin to situate yourself, he comes over and he's like, so I'm noticing a pattern here where I'm beginning to anticipate you at these late hours of the night. I don't mean to be intrusive, but what do you guys do all day?
We night cuckoos.
I mean, I know that
No,
adventurers have, kind of hectic schedules. Adventuring is not exactly a 9 to 5, but I just, I notice patterns and consistencies when I see them, and just questions kind of pop up sometimes.
Understandable.
Yeah. We just kind of been wandering around. It kind of like adventuring, but much smaller in scale.
Well, that's every time you come, I'm glad to see you. You're obviously some of my favorite customers, and I just like to make sure that you're all okay and that you can continue to be some of my favorite customers.
Thanks, Barry.
Well, to make us even more of your favorite customers, do you by chance know where I can get like a seed for the snozberry pie that you make?
Um, I mean, I can ask the guy that comes around next time. He should be coming by, and let's see when he's coming by.
Okay.
He's coming by in 4 days. If you're around, you can ask him yourself, and if I see him and you're not around, I can definitely pass that along.
Can you do me the favor of, if we're not here, ask the guy for a variety of like seeds, like fruits and vegetables, near ones.
How much of a variety? Are we talking like a couple seeds, maybe like 6 seeds? Are we talking like a bag of seeds?
Bag.
Bag. All right. Next time I see him, I will make a request for you.
And of course, if he has those mushrooms that you're still looking for.
Always in the market for mushrooms.
'Cause if you can get me one, I can get you more.
How quickly? Like should
See
I like
those?
restock and give you one, or should I just get one?
Restock and get one so that way I have enough time to like get you more.
Okay. Sounds good. Just like to know what I'm working with here.
Yep.
All right. So, everyone give me perception.
One sec, sorry.
Yeah.
There we go. There's at least an 18.
All right. Well, I would definitely say 18 is good enough. So, as 14 is even good enough too. Like anything higher than 10 is good. So as you start just kind of like powering through your soup, you kind of get this. You're very familiar with the general aromatics of the soup shack at this point, and something unfamiliar starts to kind of make its way into your nose. Something which has like a smoky tobacco kind of smell to it, and as you pause and look around, you notice that in kind of like the far, like when you come and you sit, you generally sit, like you make a beeline for like your table, which is rather close to the entrance and well lit, but there is this darker corner, and very periodically you start to see these red embers just start to like spark and die down and spark and die down in almost a rhythmic fashion. Do you pay any attention to it?
Yes.
Okay.
No.
Cully's like, I want my damn armor.
I stare intensely at it.
Yeah, you see intensely. And do you have dark vision?
No.
Okay, so as you see like the embers, as the embers light up, and at this point, like you're not trying to hide the fact that you're looking, I assume. Like you just kind of,
Oh no, I'm blatantly like
yeah, just
staring.
eyes trying to adjust to the dark corner of the room, and the embers from what appears to be a chimney smoking pipe, one of those like long ones. Um, it creates an illumination just enough that you can see this um, wide brimmed hat kind of like facing down to a largely obscured face, and the person is wearing rather heavy a rather heavy kind of trench coat obscuring much of the rest of their body. And they noticed you the moment you walked in. So you staring has been noted, but it yields no no reaction. You can see that
Yes, another bowl, please. Thank you.
on the table there is an empty bowl of soup, but it's hard to tell how long he has been sitting there.
I have dark vision, which, well, it only lets me see in shades of gray. Since, I mean, Lito's, like, blatantly looking at him, can I roughly look at him, too? Sorry, I was AFK for the check.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay. I have dark vision, so can I catch any, like, glimpse of his face or anything? Admittedly, dark vision is grayscale, so that might be, the details might be a little vague still, but...
Mhm. So it's with the brim of his with the brim of their hat pointed down. It's difficult to make out like the finer details of the face. You can tell that they have almost intentionally positioned themselves to be as obscured as possible. They're not trying to hide that they're there, but they're trying to potentially hide who they are.
Huh. Interesting.
How far away are they?
It's not a big shack, so I would say 25 feet.
Hell not. So I wave and I go and I look. I'm like, I can't see who you are, and then I use gust of wind and well, we'll see under who's under the hat. Hopefully shortly.
All right, so the wind kind of like blows this hat um, off of his head, and in doing so also sparks just knocks like a little bit of embers out of his pipe, and you get a full on view of their face, and I don't think that Gully and Lido recognize this person. But Deacon, and correct me if I'm wrong. I'm not sure if this is one of the NPCs that crossed campaigns. But Gully, Deacon, you recognize him um, as a oh well, you know what, Gully, you would know him too, um, because he at least was a Hylian guard by the name of Andy Belfleur.
I remember Andy. Huh. He was, long division, right?
Yep.
I, I'd like to, kind of approach him and just go, like, honestly, yeah, I'll just flat out approach him, like, with my, eyebrow kind of furrowed and go, Andy? That you? Been a long time.
And he like
Uh,
he slowly takes the pipe away as you're talking, and kind of puts it down on a pipe stand on the table. He looks at you. Do I know you?
um, I smile and say, we met in a past life. Um, something to do with, long division at one point. How you holding up?
Well, that life has been behind me for quite some time. And he like kind of like gestures over to Gully. So just like as a pause, and Indy Valflor, as I said, was he was in the Hyrule Castle Guard. Um, in when he was introduced to the story, he was introduced as he suffered a rather grave injury, if I remember correctly. And
Yes, I know who he is too because we healed him.
yes, okay, that's right. He was there in that campaign. Okay, so
Hmm.
he doesn't have much recollection. He doesn't have recollection of Leto or Deacon, but he would have either known directly or indirectly Gully, as they would have served in the guard around the same time, um, or approximately around the same time. So he kind of looks and he
Oh,
in a
Randy,
very
you still smoking those things?
he goes, yes, it passes the time, I guess. You know, I know, it's not the best habit, but I guess there's worse things out there too. Uh,
Oh,
see,
yeah, definitely worse.
you're traveling
Definitely not
with a
these
new
tooth fairy.
pack.
Well, yeah, some new, some old, yeah.
It seemed like a good group.
Yeah, gotta keep it fresh.
Yeah, I get it. I mean, I've honestly, I've kind of had my fill of groups after all that went down, but you know, the lone life I think suits me better. So he goes, oh, my apologies, and he turns to Deacon, and he goes, you say we know each other, but I do apologize. I feel the need to at least reintroduce myself. Friends call me Andy, and if you're traveling with Gully, you can call me Andy too.
Oh, thank you, Mr. Andy. We lucky to have Gully. Looking forward to traveling with him more. Um, how are you holding up these days, if you don't mind me asking? What, me not familiar with what you say went down.
Uh, well, I mean, I guess life went down, right? I mean, that's a very very broad question, but I mean, just like Gully, the you know, the guard life was just not made out for me.
That makes sense.
Yeah,
Not for
it's definitely not for everyone.
Yeah, that's you know, like we see things, and you know, it's not always the best path for everybody.
And horrible food.
Oh, I know. I did a stint in the prison, and I think that was one of the last straws for me.
Yeah, that stuff is the worst. The absolute worst.
Yeah, the
How'd
guard.
you get stuck with that? Ugh.
Well, you know,
Was
I
that
would.
by choice? I hope not.
I mean, yes and no. I kind of like I was out on patrol one day, and I just with a group of good guys, and we just fell under attack, and ultimately, we all made it out okay. But I just took a bad situation to my leg, and you know, after that, I had to start taking those less active jobs, and you know, eventually, I found myself you know down with the cellies, and you know they
Phillies of all man. Oh,
they don't
how'd
treat
you
the
survive
guards.
that?
It was well, I thought it was a necessity. I thought, I mean, I had this job, I put in my time, and I got to the point where I was just grasping at straws. Down there, they really don't treat the guards any better than they treat the inmates. And
I mean, you could have moonlighted in like the slums or something as a bouncer or a doorman or something. That would have been much better and paid better.
What slums?
You know, they used to be back. Where they're. Never mind.
No, okay. I've kind of,
Too many blows to the head. Sometimes I confuse things.
well, I get that. We've all, suffered our own physical traumas. The people who only suffer the physical traumas are the lucky ones, I suppose.
I suppose.
But yeah, I had to get out, and now I just kind of do what I need to do, and it's better to be my own boss and answer to myself than, to anybody else.
I can't argue with that.
Yeah. So your other friend, the one over there, the Zoran. You don't see many Zorans around these parts. Kind of like, you know, waves over to Leto, and he goes, "That
Yeah,
go."
he's a special one.
He goes, "Just so you know that goes for you too. What I said to this little one. You're good by golly, you're good by me."
Okay.
So, but yeah, I'd be lying if I said that your group's return to this area did not get people talking. So, full disclosure, that is what brought me here. At the very least, you can say curiosity. A lot of people have been kind of disappearing and popping up over these last couple of years, and quite honestly, I haven't been able to piece together what exactly is going on, but I definitely know that something is going on, and yeah.
So I quickly hop up, run over to the table, and stare at him and go, "What other people do you know have popped up?"
Well, I mean, people specifically, not so much people specifically as much as strange reports of people mysteriously returning, or strange, quite honestly, the Adventurers Guild has been just alive with missing person reports, and the one of the things that are coming back, on the rare chance that these people do come back, is that either they don't know what happened or they don't want to talk about it. I think, that there's some type of like abduction ring going on, or and then he kind of like leans in really big, and he picks up the pipe and takes a big kind of inhale as the red embers illuminate his face even brighter than usual, as he takes a big exhale and lets out this big puff of smoke, and he goes, "Or it might be some kind of aliens."
Loki's bad for you.
Aliens?
Aliens.
Which is not my favorite theory, but you know, it might be. I mean, there's crazier things out there. Could be. I haven't seen any of them. I have no tangible proof for this, but until I have a better understanding of what's going on, I'm trying to not rule anything out.
And by
Um,
alien, you mean?
Well, that I don't know. It could be, like something from like another planet. It could be something from another dimension. It could
Wait,
be,
there are other planets?
yeah. You think that this is the only place? I mean, I've never been to another planet, but I'd like to think that this is. And he kind of like opens his hands up as to like show the area around him. He goes, I'd like to think that this is not all there is.
Why not? I kind of like this.
I mean, it's nice, but I can't think that this is what existence revolves around. There's got to be more, and maybe that's what's taken people.
Interesting.
I don't get it.
So Mr. Andy, what happened to your leg?
Just battle wound.
What kind? Like chunk out of it? Slice?
No. I get. We were traveling alongside. We were following up on a tip of forest moblins who were hiding out in the Lost Woods,
Mm-hmm.
and as I said, we as a whole we made it out okay, but I took a nasty shot with a mace to my shin, and it just never healed right.
Do you still have maybe any weapons on you from that time?
And he stands up and he like opens up his trench coat, and he's got a lot of weapons.
Nice. Could me see one real quick?
Okay, so he being that you mentioned specifically from that time, he takes out a short sword that you would recognize, and very much so Gully would recognize that it is a short sword that is issued to some of the Hellion guards.
I would like to hold on to the sword and look like I'm inspecting it real quick, and I'd just like to have one of my hands touching him for like a minute or so, like if he'll like allow it. Just like ask him to take my hand, as I have something that might help him.
Okay, so you're not going to try to like sneak it.
No, that would be weird.
Okay. So that's going to be a much easier roll, but give me persuasion.
Okay, here. I can make it to my desk now. Okay, sorry. Let's see. Persuasion, right?
Correct.
Okay, 34.
Jesus Christ. All right.
Was this even without the Gerudo armor on now?
Fuck. All right. So so you so just so I'm picturing it accurately, you have like one hand on the sword and one hand holding his hand.
Yes.
Okay. So you just kind of like give him instructions, and he still is a little bit apprehensive, but just before he makes that physical contact with you, he just kind of mutters under his breath, and he's like, if you're good by Gully, you're good by me. And he kind of like puts his hand out and then like jerks it to hold your hand, like in just like this like moment of intensity. Just,
okay. I point the sword at the sky in a very dramatic pose, and I cast Regenerate over the course of a minute.
Post me regenerate.
Okay. You touch a creature and...
Hold on, I'll post it in the chat.
Gotcha.
So I'll bring it up in chat. Okay. So you touch a creature and stimulate its natural healing ability. The target regains 4d8 plus 15 hit points for the duration of the spell. The target regains 1 hit point at the start of each turn. The target's severed body members, fingers, tails, blah, 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 if any, are restored after 2 minutes. If you have the severed body part and hold it up to the stump, the spell simultaneously causes the limb to knit to the stump. Okay.
So I'm hoping he'll regenerate any damaged muscles on his leg.
Okay. So, I'm going to get like crazy medical in this situation.
Gotcha.
So the muscles in a person's leg are incredibly tight. So hold on, let me see if I can. I'm going to back this up a bit. So what happens is when you suffer an injury to something like your shin, what happens is when there's a break, it doesn't just break. The muscles separate and then come in on themselves.
Mm-hmm.
So the situation for Andy is when he took that shot with the mace, he didn't suffer a loss. Like, it didn't destroy the muscles. In fact, the muscles
it didn't break a tear in his shins that could be mended, you know?
No, what happened was as it healed, it when it refused, it fused kind of like this rather than this. So it's not so much as of a regeneration. In fact,
Gotcha.
the lack of damage to the muscles is what caused that to happen from the sheer bone breaking of the blunt force trauma. So so as you kind of like cast this on him, he makes a note that like it feels like warm and nice and everything, but unfortunately it does not heal his leg, as there has been nothing actually severed or lost from his body.
I briefly consider cutting it off and trying this again. If it works for Reginald, it'll work for him. No, I'm just fucking with you. Sorry, I had to make the joke.
Oh no, I was thinking the same thing. If we just cut it off, perfectly fine.
I can't cast this again today, so.
I think you might want to ask
No,
him first.
don't cut it off. No.
That's true. Okay. Doing remarks for the future, though. If we need to fix something like this, we cut it off first, and then. Okay. I hand his weapon back to him and go, "Sorry, spell fizzled. Guess me not what me think me is sometimes."
It's all right. It happens to the best of us.
That was a great try. That's pretty nice of you.
Yes, I definitely I appreciate the gesture, but quite honestly, I am a result of the life that I have lived, and not many of us come out of this life unscathed.
Well, Danny, if you ever want your leg chopped off and regrown, this is the guy to do it.
Thumbs up.
I'll keep it in mind. Yeah. I'll if anything changes, I'll be sure to find you and reach out.
Sounds good.
I mean, it may sound very painful, but it only lasts for an instant, and then you'll have a brand new leg.
Well, I've the leg honestly doesn't so much bother me. It functions as it should, and it did. I'm still okay to get work done. But if something were to happen, whether or not it involves my leg, it's good to know that there's a good group of guys around who's got my back.
Yeah, I love chopping things up. Oh, nice clean blow.
So,
in a past life, we had.
I'll even heat the blade up first.
What work are you in?
Mercenary.
Ooh.
Good to know.
Yeah.
Are you normally here, or do you travel?
Oh, I travel. I travel. Sellsword. Blade for hire. is there perhaps anything that maybe I can inform you about if you're maybe looking for work of your own or um, you know anything like that. The only thing that I would request in return is maybe some information about these aliens or whatever the hell's going on.
Okay.
Yeah, those blaster aliens. Yeah, we gotta watch out for them.
It's like aliens.
Wink, wink. I think the three of us might be aliens.
Yeah.
I think Andy's taking in more than
Well.
soup. So is there anything that you would like to question Andy about?
Not at the moment. I'll think about it.
Okay.
Anything out there besides the aliens, terrorizing people that needs to be taken care of?
Well, just your run of the mill kind of stuff. Being that I have a tendency to work alone, I try to stay away from bands of well armored people such as the Gerudo running around, and I've been trying to avoid any bands of Yigas, but quite honestly, they're very stealthy and they'll find you whether or not you are not looking to be found. But generally, I go to towns and I look for some quick work. So sometimes there's a bounty, sometimes there's somebody just making a fool of themselves at some type of establishment, and I'm just offer my services for monetary gain. I don't go, too reckless, but I get by.
Any happenings of what's going on in the other towns?
Well, yeah, there's tons of stuff happening in other towns. What do you? I mean, and now he's kind of equating, when you said this was all there is. He's now thinking you mean whatever's around you is all there is. And he's like, if you're not there, things still happen, right? You know that.
Plants grow, birds sing. Fish.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
I think he was meaning more so in things happening that that shouldn't be or that need to be dealt with.
Oh, let's say.
Anything prominent.
So you're kind of looking for something, something
Yes.
more significant than bands of bandits or things like that. You want to go deeper.
Yeah, I've got the itch, and I have the itch for something big.
Well, I do hear talk of the sage temples opening up, and but nobody has ventured in yet. I've seen or I've heard stories of people trying to get in, which is mildly confusing to me because if they are open, why can't these people get in?
Maybe they need to be heroes. Same.
Well, I've come to the belief that the term hero is a bit subjective. I thought
I don't think so.
I thought that I was a hero once, and it didn't get me very far.
Well, have you traveled through time? Then you're probably not a hero.
No.
And at this point, he's starting to side eye Gully a little bit. It's like,
oh, sorry.
no, you go.
Hey,
I was going to say,
don't do that. Don't look at me like that.
Exactly the opposite,
okay.
where it's I think you're a hero. I think anybody who tries to make the world a better place is a hero.
Well, I I appreciate that, but I do feel that part of me has long since. And then he turns to Lita and goes, been lost to time.
Well, we can fix that time. You just have to let us cut off your leg. Just saying.
No, that's okay. I appreciate the offer, but I like my appendages attached.
Oh no, you'll get a new one.
You'll be right as rain. You won't even notice.
Oh, you'll notice, but it'll be quick.
He goes, well, if I was going to steer you in a specific direction,
Come on, Rito. Come on, say Rito.
it would
Okay, be Rito, is it?
it would be to Zora's domain.
I think that sounds fishy.
In Zora's domain, there's this talk of a new shop that opened up rather recently.
Oh no.
It deals in many general goods. It in some ways it presents itself to be a bit of maybe like a pawn shop or a general goods shop, but that's not really what's important. What's important and unique about this shop is they have a collection of rare and expensive ocarinas.
Ooh. That kind of fun.
The name of the shop is the Fluten Duten.
Nice.
And you know what? I'm putting it out there right now. The first person who gets the reference gets an extra 500 XP.
Not me, sorry.
You're all literally sitting in front of computers. You're all sitting in front of computers. And that also goes for chat.
I don't even know what that to look up for that to be a reference of.
The Fluten Duten.
See, oh, does das Fluten Duten?
And what is that?
Keep seeing people saying display names.
Oh my god.
I don't know.
That's what they called Ocarina of Time in Germany. What the fuck?
The name of the Ocarina of Time
What the fuck?
is Das Fluten Duten.
OT was okay.
Interesting.
What the fuck?
There we go.
God.
Wow. Okay.
Okay.
So, because I know it sounds like a silly name, but again, this rare collection of ocarinas has definitely piqued the interest of the talk around the kingdom.
Well, I have a question for you.
Yes.
Have you seen a weird man who appears out of nowhere who wears a backpack and has masks? Or is looking for them? Kind of creepy.
Deacon, did you see what that raised your experience to?
Yeah. Holy shit, that's awesome.
Go play Lotto. Go play Lotto.
Satisfying.
Are you referring to what I think you're referring to?
Yes, I am.
And He drops his voice real quiet. He goes, "What do you know about that character?"
Well, what's it worth to you?
Not a lot.
And
There's just certain things that even if I'm aware of it and knowledgeable of it, there's certain areas that I know not to trifle with.
well, I'm pretty sure all three of us have trifled in it, and we made it back alive. So, to try and make things better, any information on him would be great. Like where he was that scene, if you've seen any of these masks, type things.
So you admit that you have business with him.
I admit that he had shown up in front of at least me, and I have helped him.
Well, it's been a while since I have met that I've come across anybody that is connected to him. And with all due respect, not that it was ever officially on the table, but now that I know that you have dealings with him, and at this point, the entire place falls oddly silent.
Do a quick look around.
You do a quick look around. The entire place is dark. Outside of the windows, black. Barry's gone. And you hear it. You hear the laugh of the happy masked salesman. First, the mask emerges from the shadow. And then the rest of his body as he so quietly moves forward.
Hey, how you doing?
Oh, I don't have it. Oh. Thought I had the laugh on here. I don't. It says, "There you are. I found you in time. You weren't running, were you?"
No, I completed like 3 of them and gave them to you.
I just wanted to make sure.
So he was curious. Not sure how it works out with what me group wanted to hand into you. Only got some from me, got more from him. Not sure how that works out. Very confused by that.
Do we have to start over?
Yeah, that.
So, okay, so before I move forward, Deacon, do you have any physical masks in your inventory, or what have you given in?
I think we. God,
You finished the
I'm trying to
first tier?
remember. I think we got like 3 out of 4 of the first tier.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like holding the spooky mask. I don't remember what tier that was.
That's 2.
Gotcha. Yeah. So I'm holding the spooky mask. So.
Okay. And are you holding any masks,
And the
Leto?
I unfortunately, last time I checked, I thought I had the spooky mask, but I guess I don't.
I'm also holding the skull mask. Sorry, I forgot about that. I don't know what tier that is.
Take.
And the only other mask that I know that my group had was the bunny hood.
Okay. So I'm going to go check this off camera just to check the tiers. Okay.
So,
The spooky
Ellie?
mask and the skull mask are both tier 1 items.
Oh, okay. Then I guess Yeah.
Because
Okay, so nobody has the Keaton mask.
no,
No,
I turned in.
that was with one of my party members.
Okay, so here's how I will word it. As the conversation of how things are progressing comes into play, he says, "You've only handed me 2 masks. Our deal was for 16.
Oh, I didn't know there were 16.
And oh, how I would love to give you your prize. But I need what is mine first."
Okay. Can you point us in like the right direction?
No.
But can we play hot and cold? Is there one in Castle Town besides the one Deacon has?
And in with lightning speed, his face just comes up to right in front of you with eyes wide, and he says,
Deacon jumps back, falls on his butt.
"You are very cold, and I am getting very hot. But we have a deal, and I will be back to claim my prize." And then he kind of floats back into the shadowy corner which he came from. And the moment the mask disappears into the shadow, the light returns to the room, and the noise returns to the room, and you can hear Barry just the cleaning of the bowls, which at this point was just an ambient noise that you didn't notice before, but now the noise has returned, you notice it. And Andy looks at you visibly shaken and says, "As I was saying."
Did you say that?
Yes. I'm aware that we didn't discuss what I'm about to discuss, but I would just like to say that knowing that you are attached to the masked salesman, that I cannot adventure with you.
Later, you like competition now?
Hmm?
You like competition?
No competition. Just
Are you scared of him?
Self-preservation. Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, would I be scared of somebody that can annihilate me in the blink of an eye, or the wave of a hand? Yes. I would much rather. And this his previously stoic demeanor is just gone. And he's
Honestly, same for Deacon at this point, who is sitting just still in shock.
yeah, and he's like, I am happy doing what I need to do. I'm happy with my level of what I'm capable of to earn a living. And there are depths of things, including but not limited to him, which I will not mess with.
So we can't hire you to see if you can find some for us.
I will help you, if I can help you, and of course if the persuasion is correct. But I will not go with you.
Do you know
fine.
where any of them may currently be residing?
Them as the masks?
Yes.
I have I have only heard about the existence of the masks, and I have only heard of the existence of the masked salesman in the way that parents tell children stories of the boogeyman, which may be one and the same, but up until this moment, I didn't know, I didn't believe that it was real.
So what you're saying is we need to go into the high-paying part of town because there's a mask.
I'm saying that you are bound.
That's what I heard. You guys heard that? I heard that.
And I choose not to be bound. I wish you luck, and if you need to venture into that part of town, I wish I could help
Something
with
we
that
should look
too.
out for?
In that part of town, or in general?
Yes. In that part of town.
In terms of crime and violence, it is the safest part of town, but I believe it comes at a different cost.
Do you have any connections with any people in that side of town?
I do know a couple of people who are hired to work down there, but I'm not connected to any owners.
Okay.
Good to know.
And just out of personal curiosity, before I agree to help you any further, if I'm capable of doing so, what is your interest in that part of town?
Because everyone says it's the hoity-toity part of town, and we don't have any connections there, and kind of want to see what it's all about.
So
It's
just
better to get a tour of the place when you have some connections in the place.
it's a strange place to simply have a curiosity about.
When you, I chime in. Last we were here, it was a construction project that was being siphoned money from. One of the reasons we have such an interest in the place is because we helped it become what it is today, without knowing what it was going to become today. You see, we were the ones who put the false manager in jail, the foreman, because he was siphoning money off the top. So, it's a very natural interest that we should have there.
And once again, Anthony's demeanor changes, and he goes, "Wait, so you were the guys who put away Fat Boy Bellucci?"
Yeah, of course.
Oh, trouble just follows you guys, doesn't it?
Okay, so I'm glad that we mentioned this. So what's wrong with that?
Oh, he's gunning for you guys hard.
Who?
Bellucci.
Oh, I
So
thought
he's
he
not locked
was.
up?
Oh,
Is he
he's
on
locked
lock?
up, but that has not calmed him down.
Mm-hmm.
You know, he has had he's had years to think about what has happened, and he has been very vocal about his intent for revenge. He may be rotting. He may be physically rotting away down in that jail, but that mind is. I'm telling you, last I saw him, it was as sharp as ever.
How much longer is the sentence?
He ain't getting out.
Oh,
What
gotcha.
what he did
But of course,
was
he's still working his connections from the inside.
listen. I'm not aware. I'm not. aware of how deep his connections go, but everybody's got friends. And if you got money, you have even more friends. And I'm not sure about what happened, but story tells that when he was put away, he was connected with a fair amount of money when he was locked up. So, my personal recommendation. I mean, what we have just endured with what we've just witnessed is from my point of view much more frightening than some guy in lockup. But yeah, if you want to navigate smoothly, you might want to do it quietly.
Good late.
Sorry, Lito. I guess you probably not wanted me to say that.
It's fine.
It's good that you know now. I mean, he could be talk. I mean, down there, all anybody has is talk. But sometimes things make it out. But I'll tell you what. Now that I know, I'll keep an ear out. If I hear any talk, I'll try to find you. And
Thanks,
I'll
Mr. Andy.
try to give you a heads up.
Appreciate it.
But that doesn't mean I'm traveling with you.
No,
Okay.
we're totally cool with that.
All right. Good. I don't want to hurt your feelings or nothing, but I didn't make it this far by making unnecessary gambles.
Gotcha. Yeah.
Understandable. No worries.
Sometimes there are benefits in working alone.
All right. Well, anywho, it's getting late, and I gotta go take care of some stuff. It's a pleasure to meet. It's a pleasure to see you again, Gully.
The same, very same. And remember, one quick slash, right as rain.
I'll keep that in mind. And I'm sorry, the two gentlemen. I seem to have lost your names.
This is Deacon, and this is Lito.
Deacon and Lito, it is a pleasure to meet you in this life. And if anything that I can do to help you
You wear a
out.
hat?
No.
Oh. Worth the shot.
So, yes, I'm not sure where you guys are going to be spending the night, but in any matter.
Maybe we shouldn't tell you, because you're a mercenary, you might sell it.
You know what? Some things are best unknown, and I will not press the issue. So
we are not going across the street.
we are parting ways.
Yes.
Bye, Andy.
Goodbye. Hopefully we will see each other again under good circumstances.
Yes, absolutely. It was good seeing you, Andy.
Yes. It was a pleasant surprise. I did not expect the night to go this way.
Yeah. We'll definitely have to get together again and swap stories.
Yes. Over something a little stronger than soup.
And
yes.
don't forget, go to Cito's. If you mention my name, you'll pay full price.
Hey.
Good to know.
Greg, Puck, I gotta send you a message real quick.
Yeah.
And Deacon, I'm sorry. What's the name of your store? You should definitely go to your store for good wares.
Oh, well, it's Deacon's Armory.
Yes, Andy. Tell all your friends, Deacon's Armory. They've got the best stuff in town. Unfortunately, I don't have my new army to show you, but it's fantabulous. It's awesome. 3 days, I'll show you it. It's they're making some retouches for me. You got to see it.
Like, I'm just like pointing at my armor, going, yeah, see, I have new armor too.
High quality stuff.
Yep. We're all people
Not
and
only
races.
not only look better, you feel better, you are better. Decans.
You'll like how you look. Guaranteed. Right?
Yes.
Okay.
All right, let's see. Okay. Shh. Having a brief aside.
So, Gully, how's the weather?
Yes. It's good. Clear
Yep.
skies.
Weather's good.
Yeah.
Don't mind Deku just, staring off into space at the moment.
I
Wait for him to come back.
I subtle spell, and I cast. So I spend one of my sorcery points,
Mhm.
and I go to like either I ask Andy before we leave if he'd briefly like shake my hand, and yeah, I'd like to let's see. I'd like to ask if he'd allow me to just do one more spell on him real quick. Just to try something. If he, as I've attempted to heal him in the past.
Any good? Yeah, sure.
Thanks. And I
Do I
subtle
need to
spell.
flame on my sword?
No, not this time.
No. Okay, all right.
I subtle spell, and I use that one spell we just talked about to cast Modify Memory on him. And I tell him to forget everything about our connections to Fat Tony.
Okay, so before we roll this, you are aware of the repercussions.
Well, I want to tell him to forget that we're the ones who put him away. I'll word it that specifically.
Oh, no, the physical repercussions of what you're casting. In order to cast Modify Memory.
There are no like physical repercussions for that if you use it for that purpose. As in the tier, I could GM roll the spell to you, but that's only if you use the fancy pants version of the spell.
There's a different version?
Yeah. So if I do the thing where it can only do the limited thing that I told you about, it doesn't do the damage and stuff like that. It doesn't. That's only if you try to like create a big, huge thing. You know what I'm trying to say?
Okay, I gotcha.
That's only if you use the forbidden version. You understand?
Okay, so lighter things don't.
Correct. If it's the version that I'm. Sorry, I sound like a fucking rambling madman.
We're being sneaky.
If it's the sneaky version that like just duplicates things, I don't have to worry about that. Like that's because that's the basic use of the spell.
Okay, gotcha. Okay, so we are modifying the memory so that he has no recollection that you are the people that put Fat Tony away, and that you have any connection to Fat Tony whatsoever.
Correct.
Okay, gotcha. All right.
But yeah.
So when that happens, you just see an ever so slightly glaze look kind of flash across his eyes that indicates that you're aware that the spell took hold.
Okay. Thank you. Okay. And yeah, I just hopefully that helped you feel a little better. And yeah. Well, and say to him that we will be catching him later on.
Sounds like a plan.
Oh, also, and I flick him on Barry. I have
Catch
plenty of those for today, so
kind
if you
of
eat that, you'll feel really good.
he eats it.
You get a berry, you get a berry, and you get a berry.
I get 10. I can make up to 10, so I definitely haven't used that many. So
So he eats and he goes, and he kind of like stands there for a moment, like waiting to like have anticipating to feel more than he's feeling, and as he comes to the conclusion that he's simply that's as much as it's going to be. Kind of like
don't you feel full?
he's like, well, yeah, but I wasn't hungry. I just ate.
You're welcome.
Well, thank you for the hospitality. Okay, so so he exits the soup shack. On his way out, he tosses a blue rupee over to Barry, and he just kind of gives him like a one finger gun, and then he bolts out. Well, and then he vacates the place. So yeah, so now you are still in the soup shack. It is late. As time goes by, Barry is cleaning the bowls with and the pots with increasing volume. They're just gotta be like hoping that you guys like get the hint. He's starting to like blow out candles on the like vacant tables.
Hi, Barry.
Hi, Barry.
Heading out so soon?
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah, we're very tired.
Oh, I understand. It is getting late, and a full night's rest is absolutely important. Well,
Unless you want us to stay longer, we don't mind.
no, I would hate to impose. I mean, you guys are clearly on a path to a restful evening, and I would hate to be the one to prevent that. So, by all means, I'm sure we will see each other again. As I said, you guys are my favorite customers, and I will see you soon.
Okay.
Okay, bye.
Great soup, Barry. Keeps us coming back.
That's what it takes. All right. So like the moment that you guys exit the door to the soup shack, you hear a ka-choo, ka-choo as he locks the door behind you.
Yeah. I whispered to Leto as we like. I'm assuming we're like walking down to Cito's at this point.
Mhm.
So I whispered to Leto, "Don't worry, he won't remember that thing you not wanted me to tell him."
Okay.
Sorry, I'll ask next.
He's good. Remember, we're not actually Lido and Dekun. Remember?
This is true. We Polly and Robbie.
Yep.
Wait,
No, that's how you got
Polly
caught. That's how you were
Yeah.
known during the interaction.
Yes. He never learned our real names.
Right.
Yeah.
And and Andy simply like when that whole interaction happened, Andy was like, "Oh, so you're the guys." Like he
Not
had no
anymore.
idea what the actual names were.
Yep. And now he doesn't know us either way.
Right, it is completely wiped again. And they're off looking for people who don't have your name. So very good move. Very good move.
Nice.
So all right. So
Cedos.
It got us the information for free.
Yeah.
Thumbs up.
the,
Sorry.
okay. So as you you know what? I'm going to cut it back to before you start heading to Cedo. So as you walk out of the soup shack on the way to heading to Cedo's, you walk past the Hyrule Castle Town Inn, and at the inn you hear somebody just kind of a female voice call out to your group in general.
Like call out in like, oh no, I'm in trouble, or call out as in like, hey.
Call out like, "Hey boys!"
Oh.
And as you turn your head to look, you can see a small you can come to the conclusion that it is a Kokiri and not a child. Just to make this less awkward. So they call out, this female voice calls out to you, goes, "Hey boys, what you doing walking around so late at night?" Shy.
Going to bed?
I like
Going to
shy
get some
boys.
rest.
Going to bed? But the night is so young. Whose bed you going to?
You should enjoy it then.
I'm trying.
Oh God, is this page?
This is going to require a history check.
Okay. 13.
13. It is not page.
Oh, okay. I don't care then.
But you know what? I'm going to throw it with a 13. I'm going to put the memory of this character on you.
Oh, it's probably one of Paige's girls from when we had to rescue her, right?
It is Scarlet.
Give me a second. My eyes are glazing over.
Okay.
Oh! Is that the girl Thudbutt used to go after?
Yep. Okay.
There we go.
So
Okay.
so for because I know that it didn't make it into your campaign, Lido and Gully, Scarlet was also one of the Lost Boys. And she had as Deacon has divulged, she had a thing with Thudbutt, and now she is standing. Now she's leaning against the outside wall of the Hyrule Castle Town Inn, with kind of like 1 foot pressed up against the wall, calling out to you guys. And yeah, she is dressed rather suggestively, and I think you guys can definitely fill in the blanks. So she's now continuing trying to persuade you, and she's like, "You said you're going to bed. I got a nice warm bed."
You should go enjoy it.
Yeah. Take peaceful nap.
I like to enjoy being in bed. So what are we doing? We doing 1 straight, 2 for 3? How we doing this? Or 3 for 2?
Okay, good night.
Bye.
Oh, next time, boys.
Oh, there won't be a next time.
Or first time. Bye.
I'm confused.
No time.
What's going on?
Tell Paige I said hi. Bye.
Can we,
Okay.
like, get her indoors because it's kind of cold out here?
She takes a cigarette. As you walk away, she takes a cigarette she had in her mouth. She just throws it on the ground. You can hear her like grinding it into the ground, and she just goes back into the inn.
Smoking's bad for you.
She's like, what, is it going to stunt my
Regenerate
growth?
can't fix your lungs.
What was that?
Yes.
I said regenerate can't fix your lungs.
All right. Excuse me. All right, so you continue on. You kind of hasten your pace at this point, I would imagine. Get the fuck away from here, and you make it to Cetos, and you let yourselves in, and you. Well, I guess what do you do once you make it inside?
Everybody gone for
Besides
the night?
thoroughly scrub yourselves.
Oh, is everybody gone for the night?
Yeah, it's late, so it's kind of like the at this point, like the shops are closed.
I
The
would
the two employees have left for the day.
sorry.
Fuzzy's got a point.
Oh fuck. Sorry. Okay. Sorry. Nice one, Fuzzy. I would like to chime in. So sorry guys. I guess kind of my interest in a large part of the fancy part of town got debunked. Did you guys still want to maybe try somewhere else tomorrow for the next couple days, or do you want to I could get us there and back pretty fast if you still want to. But I just wanted to make sure what you guys are looking for. I kind of got all the information I could want about it, and then some, at least for me. But if there's anything you guys want to do, then by all means we could do that, and even if it's in another town or something.
Yeah, probably. I go walking behind the counter and look to see if there's any like tarps or anything, because I want to take the arms out of my bag and see if I can like preserve them or something.
What would be your method of preservation?
Wrapping them and then putting like herbs to keep it like fresh. I don't know how to preserve them, so I'm just gonna do what I think is best.
All right. You know what? Give me a medicine check.
Hey, I'm actually kind of good at those. Oh yeah, 11. I'm a genius.
Well, so I mean, 11's still like better than average. So I would say like you have a couple of components that you know would dry things out, like salt.
Okay.
So that would, I guess, that would be like the method that you go to is trying to remove the moisture from these appendages in order to try to preserve them. Yeah, and I guess we'll leave that at that.
I
And
also am taking them upstairs because I don't want Isaac to come in the morning and be like, "Oh my god!"
are you gonna leave him a note or anything?
Well, no, I'm taking them upstairs with us, so that way they're out of sight, and then I'll bring them down later.
You take them and you like stand them up in the plot of dirt that Deacon sleeps in, so like they.
Oh no, I'm dead hand. This is my worst nightmare.
Oh, the PTSD of the Reed Dead battle just comes back to you.
For real. Oh my god.
But no, you
Ironically makes me scream like a re-dead as soon as I wake up.
But yeah, you stow them in a secure place. Wrapped in things that will dehydrate them.
So here's the thing. I want to do a flyby of the city
Mhm.
just to see what I can see. It's cool with you guys.
Okay. Like,
Yeah.
sure.
I can take one of you with me, or I could put.
You should probably take Deacon.
Well, no, it depends on how big I want to be. Because I don't want to get shot out of the sky.
Well, here, let me check my spells. I could make you a little sneakier if, you know, probably either way, but especially if you take me along. Just saying.
Well, here's the thing. I could turn you into something else.
Ooh, that
And then
sounds
you
fun.
would come with me. The only thing is, I'm going to be the smart one out of the two of us.
That's usually how it works anyway.
Actually, depending on what I make you, you could actually be smarter.
Ooh, wow. Always kind of wanted that a little bit.
Something that can get in close and not be obvious. Okay. Gully, keep the strap
Yes.
safe.
Oh, hey,
No problem.
about how long you
Easy
think
peasy.
this will... Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you.
What's up?
I was gonna ask about how long you think it'll run, because I could cast a couple of spells.
I can keep you like that for about an hour.
Okay, cool. But yeah. Let me check. Okay. I am, do you want us to... Nah, never mind. Okay. Yeah, I don't think I could probably concentrate in this state, right?
Probably not.
Okay. Let me check if I have anything that's not concentrate. Okay. Nope, nothing good. Okay. I am game to become whatever you think suits me.
Okay. What would be good? Gully, you're kind of like Richie kind of looking. What would not look obvious in a Richie area?
Dusted and busted looking.
No, like an
You don't want to
animal,
look that way. Oh, like an
like
animal? Eh?
like a bird of some kind.
Mm.
Owl.
Owl?
Yeah, it's nighttime, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay,
An owl. Yeah.
you can follow me, and we go upstairs, and I open up the roof, and we climb up on the roof.
Okay.
I'm like, okay, are you
Can
ready?
Yeah, I'm ready.
Okay. On the count of three, one, two, and then I polymorph him into an owl.
Yay. He's about to say like, yeah, and then, woo.
So in theory, you have to make the save.
Okay. Let's see. What kind of save is it? I'm sorry.
It's let me make sure. I think it's a wisdom.
No, it says
Oh,
in
no,
unwilling
an
creature.
unwilling.
Oh no. Okay,
Yeah,
so
I
yeah,
could just... I'm an owl now.
you're an owl, and I will poly or wild shape into an owl. I will get you the stats if you'd like, Puck.
We'll see if it comes to that.
Okay. I also want to see something. Okay, Deacon, what's your intelligence currently?
I usually operate at a 4.
So yours is a 14 at the moment.
I feel like I could suddenly comprehend so many things.
Yep.
Oh
So
my... You see if an owl could make a horrified expression, you see it. I've made so many mistakes. Oh God! And it translates as, woo! Ah!
I understand. Like, woo, yeah, let's go.
Okay.
Start
I,
flying.
yes, I will follow you.
So we're just gonna do a pass over the Richie area of town, see if there's anything like stands out, odd occurrences, if there's like a guard, just general looking around.
Maybe we should each do a half circle in the opposite direction, and then meet up in the on the other end, and then
Yes.
circle back. Just because
I
owls are kind of solitary creatures. Sorry.
I am also keeping track of how long he has.
Perfect.
Okay, so we're keeping this like under an hour.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So Deacon suddenly understand. Okay. So putting the focus in flying over the southern area of town. It is nothing like you had even thought about. It has well-paved roads. It has these kind of like gas lantern streetlights. It's very well lit. You can see that there are an abnormal amount of guards stationed and patrolling the area. But given the time of night, it's not really that busy. Your experiences with this area of town always had to do with broken down buildings, tents, you know, trash piles. The area is almost entirely unrecognizable. There's a Starbucks in every corner. But as you kind of go around, which specifically are both of you looking for? Like, what are you trying to pay extra close attention to?
The old mansion. That's what I'm looking for.
All right. So,
Yeah. I was kind of looking for man. I guess I just want to see if there's any I guess it's kind of late for this maybe, but I was wondering if there were any other familiar faces who might have wound up here. Just kind of seeing. I guess you could say I'm looking for people. Like I want to see what kind of people are even out at this kind of hour in a town like this.
okay.
I
Well,
will also add that I am looking for trees and any like brush that's like up against a wall, something like that. It's
That's
not
a good
like
call.
obvious.
there are a fair amount of trees, but they're not. They're. You can tell that they're almost like a decorative type of tree that isn't going to become massive. Um, there's no real around like the outside of town. There's really no bushes or foliage. It's more it's very like Stepfordish, and I know exactly where I'm going to end this, so I'm not going to get into this yet. Yeah, so you fly around the building that is that Anthony Bellucci was formerly living in, and it has been slightly updated. Extra lights have been put in, specifically around the back of the house. where the pool is. It's an incredibly well lit area, and you can from the height you're at, you can see uh, somebody bathing. Well, not bathing, but somebody in the pool. And what about you, Deacon? What are you specifically looking for?
Oh, I'm just kind of looking for just people that might be wandering the streets, maybe seeing if there's anyone that I recognize at this point.
Okay, that's right.
Anybody? Yeah.
There is not a lot of traffic on the street at this point, but you do kind of see a couple of there's a well-dressed Hylian male and female pushing a carriage with presumably a baby in it. Everyone, as you know, when the few people, whether residents or guards, seem to pass each other, they have pleasant exchanges. You notice tipping of the hats, hand waves. As an owl, you have pretty good perception, right?
+9.
Yeah. So you can even tell by the tone of their voice. It seems like an overly pleasant area. There's really no stressful conversations coming from anybody.
Gotcha.
Oh, and if it matters, we understand Common, Elvish, and Sylvan.
Everyone is speaking Common. You do notice that there are a couple of not everybody in there is Hylian, but everyone in there is speaking Common. You notice that there is a direct absence of Gorons. You don't see any of those. You don't see you do notice that there is at least one house that contains that is owned by a Rito family, and there are even a few select Gerudo. But there is noticeably no Gorons.
Interesting.
And I'm not going to comment on the Zorn at the moment. But
but yeah, once I've done kind of a half circle, I'll just probably start flying back, over the middle,
okay. Yeah, okay. So as Leto has spent a fair amount of time fixated on the former house of Fat Tony, the more you look at the pool, the first thing you notice is from a distance you notice that there is a person in the pool, and then you notice that the person is fully clothed, and then you notice that they're face down and not moving.
Okay.
How close do you want to get?
I was going to actually perch on the roof.
All right. Perching on the roof and having enough time to really focus in on the situation. Give me investigation at advantage.
Let me see what the birds. Investigation. The best part is it's mine, which sucks. No, it doesn't. Actually, I lie. That's a natural 20, so 28.
You know this person. You've seen this person. It is the person who earlier in the day very loudly and angrily made it known that his name was Theodore Buttress.
Oh.
And that's where we're going to end it. Good old Thudbutt face down in the pool. So, thank you to everyone who has tuned in. This is the perfect moment and cliffhanger to end it on. As Leto is perched upon the roof, noticing what appears to be the demise of Theodore Buttress, or Thudbutt, as he's more commonly known to many people. While Deacon is making his way back across to the northern part of town, and with the hour ticking, with not much left on it. Yeah. So thank you everyone for tuning in. For those who, let me see if one things I forgot to mention during the beginning broadcast is, we're going to run this while for at least bare minimum, while we get our first 50 followers. And I'm currently checking to see if we have any followers broadcasting right now, because if at the end of our broadcast you follow us, for one, we will follow you back because I need that information. But if you are broadcasting at the conclusion of our broadcast, we will raid you and send all our followers your way at the end of this broadcast, which unfortunately, we have some broadcasters, but none of which are following us. So we will not conclude tonight with a raid, but hopefully we will in the near future. So next week, when we get together, we will have our fun. We'll have our talking about things. We uncovered a number of NPCs tonight who have been drastically different from how we have known them. And maybe we'll delve deeper back into those stories, which will also kind of give light as to what happened in the 5-year span that our heroes were missing. But I mean, we'll see how it unfolds, and that's the fun part of it. So thank you everyone for checking in and checking us out. Thank you to Gully, Deacon, and Leto for being a part of this amazing thing. We had a great time. We had lots of good laughs. We had some amazing role-playing going on. Thank you to chat for contributing and throwing in some great things. Most specifically, our good friend Fuzzy Crimson, who is always a great contributor in chat. Thank you much. So for everyone, we'll continue this in 2 weeks, and hopefully we'll see you next week on our chat broadcast. So bye, everybody.
Bye.